what we have seen is not only a very strong momentum and unequivocally clear messages from the people to the regime and to the world. What we have seen is a lot more than that. I think there is a framework, that a new paradigm that is being built here. And the paradigm is rooted in moral and ethical values of freedom, against injustice, for justice, for equality, tolerance, tolerating different people, different religions, different groups, different political ideologies, everyone, different backgrounds, everyone is there. You have the peasant there, you have the businessman, you have the media specialist, you have the lawyer, you have the doctor, you have the engineer, everyone is there. You have the old, the young, the youth, everyone is there. The university, from the AUC, from other universities, colleges, bus drivers, taxi drivers, everyone is there. This in itself is the creating of a new melting pot for Egypt. A melting pot that has been broken down by the regime, that has been under attack by the regime in order to reinforce its grip of power, and to reinforce its existence and to legitimize its existence by creating fear. Now that has been reoriented, has been redrawn, and the borders of a new national identity in Egypt are very civic, are very civil, and are very modern. What we have seen, the pictures we are seeing here, the chants we are seeing, the alliance and the marriage between the cross and the crescent, all of these things, they are statements from the people to the world that we are people are making unequivocal statement that this is who are the Egyptian people, and by extension this is who are the Arab people in this part of the world. We are a lot better than we were viewed by others or by our own regimes. And I think this is a very civil message that we can take away from this protest. That is reinvigorating, definitely. It is drawing the new borders and the new roads for the political identity of people in the region.
A civil message, as you say, that has gone from Cairo to Mansoura. We were seeing pictures of Mansoura just moments ago, to Alexandria, to Suez. And as you say, these protests have remained very civil. Let's go to one of our correspondents in Cairo, Al Jazeera's Rawiya Raghi. She's outside the presidential palace. Rawiya, what is the sense among the protesters? Do they feel that they may be gaining the upper hand? Do they feel there is now a shift in tactics and that something has to give, that this situation cannot go on for much longer?
Well, there's certainly a sense of achievement here that for the first time they have managed to get that close to the very residence of President Hosni Mubarak. This is a very symbolic step to many people here, and they're telling us whether the president is inside or not, this is still a major achievement for them. Now, just in the last few minutes, a major development here outside the palace. We saw two helicopters flying from the southern direction of the capital into the direction of the palace. They seem to have landed inside the palace somewhere. It's difficult exactly to determine, but certainly they appear to have landed inside the palace, sending the crowd into a frenzy. The moment they saw the helicopters, they started chanting, finally, is he finally going to go? Very shifting dynamic here. The crowd certainly more excited once they saw those helicopters.
Are the protesters shifting their numbers as well to the presidential palace? Are we seeing more and more people arrive to the vicinity of that presidential palace?
Absolutely, absolutely. The day started here with just around 200 people, and some of whom had overnighted, marched from Tahrir Square after the president made the speech that many here considered highly disappointing, marching on foot from Tahrir Square to the presidential palace, overslept here, spend the night overnight here, and now we understand that more are even walking from Tahrir. There's definitely the numbers here are in the thousands. Just a few moments ago, hundreds of motorcycles, people on motorcycles arrived here in a parade to the cheers of the protesters, who said that more and more are joining them. So certainly the crowd is gaining momentum here by the moment.
But no indication whatsoever, or is there, that the crowds intend to force themselves into the presidential palace? Is this all remaining very civil? Are they happy to just stay there and chant and continue to make their demands heard?
by all accounts, this is a highly civilized gathering, if you will. People are separated from the palace by merely a barbed wire. There are a handful of tanks and certainly a number of senior military officers, but nobody has even attempted to cross through that barbed wire. It's very easy to simply step across the barbed wire, but no indication that the protesters want to take that extra step. Perhaps they don't want to provoke the military into an unwarranted confrontation, the consequences of which might be quite ugly.
Is the military giving any indication, Rauya, that it will have to bring an end to these protests, if not just now, perhaps in the next few hours, or are they simply allowing the people to go on and protest and likely to let this go on for a few hours, maybe even a few days?
There's no indication whatsoever on the ground here that the soldiers, the officers on the ground are trying to disperse the crowd. There was only perhaps one military police general who appeared earlier and perhaps provoked the sentiments of some of the protesters who asked them to leave the grounds outside the palace. But other than that, we haven't seen any couples or confrontations. In fact, just in the last half hour, we've seen soldiers from across the barbed wire throw in the direction of the protesters bottles of mineral water and biscuit packets. Clearly, people here are preparing for the long haul, and the military seems to be not minding that and even providing them with water and packed food to support them throughout the day.
And Rauya, briefly, just looking around, do you get a sense that the protesters represent a cross-section of Egyptian society?
Absolutely, there are men, women, older people, younger people, even children here. Certainly Heliopolis, the area surrounding the presidential palace, is more of an upper-class neighborhood, and we're seeing a lot of people in their designer wear, really designer boots and purses, even alongside ordinary Egyptians, more conservative Egyptians. Quite a mixture from all walks of life here in Egypt.
Rauya, thank you very much. That was Rauya Raghi outside the presidential palace, where the numbers of protesters has been growing over the last couple of hours.